brought me tonight.
Wow.
This is Mr. Skeleton. And I brought him out here for a reason tonight. Because what we're going to learn about tonight is something that you can see on him. Turn him around. Can anybody tell me what this is that's running down the back of him? Just yell it out if you know what it is. Spine. Tonight we're going to call that the backbone, okay? Can anybody tell me what would happen if we didn't have a backbone?
You won't be able to do big.
You wouldn't be able to do anything. You'd just flop over, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to sit there in the pews. You'd just flop over. You wouldn't have no strength to hold. Your head would just be going everywhere. You couldn't even really move your arms or anything because everything connects. We'd be in a world of hurt if we didn't have our backbone. And tonight, where's Ethan? Come here, Ethan. Big Ethan, I'll put it that way. We've got two Ethans. I want you to sit here just in case I need your help to run and get something, okay? Let's see. Christopher, can you put the screen up? I want to see the puppet stage real quick. You can just leave it up.
Your friend's looking
I'm having you put it up for a reason. It's almost there. Okay, can anybody tell me by looking at the puppet stage what this represents? No, what the actual puppet stage represents. Can you tell me what it is? The cityscape of St. Louis. Does anybody know? Is that where we live? Is there a lot of people that live in St. Louis? Yeah. And do you know why Jesus put us here? Guys, pay attention to me. Do you know why God put us here? Do you know why God put us here? Why did God put us here? To represent to other people what Christianity is, and to how is a better way to live, and to be more like God. Our scripture tonight is Matthew 26, verse 41. It says, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." You know, I thought this kind of a fitting sermon for the month that we're in. Everybody knows at the month of October, what do we have? What kind of holiday do we have? Halloween. Can anybody tell me some of the things that go on during Halloween? What do people do?
Like teenagers my age. Like on Halloween day, there's something like
What's something else? Yep. Dress up. What's some of the mean things people like to do?
Scare people.
Yes. Yeah, they like to throw stuff. I've heard people throwing eggs at somebody's house. What do you got? What are you doing? Are you supposed to be acting out? I think you better stop and pay attention to what's going on. Good grief, my own son. That's some causing trouble up there. That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, people do all kinds of mean things. Now there's a difference in a silly prank. You know, we all pull little silly pranks. But there's certain things that we shouldn't do. And we know that we shouldn't. Hang on 1 second. we all know that there's things that we should do and that we shouldn't do, right? What's some of the things that we should be doing? What?
Like if it's Halloween, and like you're collecting someone's house, like don't do it.
Right?
Like probably like do some candy or something.
I think you better go.
Yeah, you're boss.
Just stop. I don't know what I'm going to do with them tonight. How many of you guys have friends? Have you guys ever had friends that try to get you to do bad things? Yeah. And is it easy to say no?
No.
Is it hard to say no? Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of example here. Come here, Ethan.
Okay.
You stand right here, right there in the middle. Since you're here, you come here too. Come here, old devil. We're going to put you to use. You're right here in the middle. I'm looking on this side. What other plans did you have for him to do? Yeah, go ahead. I'll give you permission. Go get what you wanted him to do. Whatever you have for him to do, yeah, go get it. Now look, we're going to represent this. Come here for a minute. We're going to let Lance come over here. No, this is a representative of Jesus, okay? Lance is here, and he's going to be what Jesus does for us, okay? We've got the devil here, and he is wanting Ethan. What was you wanting to teach me? The puppet theater? And Ethan, what do you think? I'm going to let you guys debate that. Let's see how this works out, okay? Let's see how this works out. Okay, do you guys notice that the person standing in place of Jesus is always there? But do you notice that the person demonstrating the devil is constantly trying to get in the way?
Yeah.
But does Jesus ever leave?
Nope.
And you may say, what's going on? He's standing in the way. The problem comes in, hang on one second, guys. The problem comes in because Ethan can't decide what he wants to do. Ethan can't decide if he wants to follow Jesus or if he wants to listen to the devil and do what the devil wants him to do. We say, well, the devil was getting in the way of Ethan. Do you know why that was? The devil was getting in the way between Ethan and Jesus. That was because Ethan was letting that happen. Jesus is all the power that we need, and he resides in us. But has anybody ever heard the term, God is a gentleman? And does anybody understand what that means? God is a gentleman. Satan will try to talk us into doing things. He'll be there giving us ideas to do. Like the devil is wanting Ethan to TP the puppet theater.
He's still good.
And Ethan can't decide if he wants to do it or not. Jesus is constantly there saying, Ethan, that's not what you need to do. But it's not my decision, it's yours. And so until Ethan decides that he no longer wants to do it and gets the idea out of the way, Satan's not going to leave. Could Jesus make him? Most definitely. But that's where being a gentleman comes in. Because God's not going to make us do anything. When you guys are at school or at home, wherever you may be, when you guys are there and those bad thoughts come into your mind, do you know where those bad thoughts are coming from? The devil. When that bad thoughts enters your mind, don't you immediately get another thought and say, oh, I don't think I should do that. How many of you have ever had that happen to you?
Yeah.
But then it's like, but it sounds like it might be fun, and you feel that pull to go this way. And then it's like, but I really shouldn't. And then there's that stronger pull, and it's almost like it's actually pulling on you. What you don't realize is it's because it's that old devil planting those thoughts in your mind. And Jesus is being there, and he's telling you what's right and wrong. But just like you seen a while ago, Trevor's actually taking Ethan and pushing. The devil's not a gentleman. The devil will push at us. He'll taunt at us. He'll try to drive us nuts until we do it. How many of you have a younger brother or sister? When they want you to play with them, what do? They come up to you and like, come on, please, 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 play with me. And you say no, and they walk away and don't come back, right? No. Well, what happens then? Then what do you tell them then? No. Do they listen that time? No. And you say no, and you probably walk away, right? Yes. So, if you could tell your little brother or sister no that you don't want to play, how come, and it's not just you kids, how many of us adults have the same problems? Satan comes at us with stuff too. And we've got the same thing. Saying, you can do this. And we're like, I really don't think it's right. But man, I think I'd have a lot of fun doing it. We have the same thing happen. It's a constant tug of war. Jesus is a gentleman. He will not make you do anything. He will not force you to serve him. He wants you to do it because you love him. So the next time that you feel that tug of war going on, and you know that it's something that you shouldn't do, remember, who tells us the bad things to do? The devil. And who tells us not to do the bad things? And through Jesus, who has more power than the devil? Jesus does, but if we use Jesus' strength, do we have the power to tell the devil no and walk away? So Ethan, what I want you to do is I want you to tell that old devil no, and I want you to mean it and tell him to leave. So just like that, in real life, that's where the backbone comes in. Just like we need it in our physical body, we need it in our spiritual life too. We have to have a backbone to be able to stand against the devil. And you may think that it's just small little things, but as you get older, the test may get harder, but guess what? The older we get, and the more we let Jesus live in us, the stronger that Jesus gets in us because we step out of the way and let him. All I'm here tonight to tell you is that through Jesus, we have the ability to say no, but we have to choose to. The devil won't leave us alone as long as we can't decide if we want to do it or we don't want to do it. But as soon as we make up our mind to do the right thing, Jesus will step in and give us the strength to say no.